Got two stories. Either accused of something or something was assumed about you that was absolutely not true, and in fact the opposite. Anyway, this is what happened. Parent-child stories. After prom, everybody was going to get a hotel room, right? There's going to be, not like couples going to get a hotel room, like it was a group of fellas going to the hotel room to cut up on prom night, and there were a group of females going to cut up on, groups of females going to cut up in a hotel room on prom night. So that wasn't my cup of tea, so I didn't mind just going home. So, but in the meantime, my boyfriend who took me to prom, you know, he was going to the hotel with the fellas, so I took him there, and then he told me to take his car home to my house. So I did that, and I parked in the driveway, you know, like halfway between where nobody could just look out of a window and see the vehicle there. And I did that on purpose because, of course, I now have my boyfriend's car. I woke up the next morning and I could hear my mom, you know, rattling dishes in the kitchen, right? So I'm laying there all asleep like a baby from the night before, and it occurs to me that if my mom looks out of the kitchen window into the driveway and sees my boyfriend's car, she's going to think he spent the night. So, so as I was listening to the dishes rattle, I just shot straight up in bed. And I ran into the kitchen. I was like, Mom, I have my boyfriend's car. So he is not here. He did not spend the night. So, I mean, which is not something I should have had to tell her, because she knows she had a good girl. Well, she should know she has a good girl. There was a reason why they might think otherwise, and that brings me to my second story. Okay, a couple of few of you know that I am a PK. That holds value in this story. So anyway, my boyfriend and I were really friends. So, and we weren't ready to cross to the next level, and sex was not an option for me. I'm not ready. If you are, then I'm not somebody you need to be dating at that time. I could easily ask him. I started asking about certain things, you know, about condoms, because people were talking about different condoms and the receptacle in, and I was like, you know, it was really, and now that I look back, it was kind of cute in an innocent way. And I was like, well, what's the lubrication for, and and what's a receptacle end, and what does to hold what excess, or what is that to catch what? And if it's just, if you leave it loose on the edge of the penis, then what is the? It doesn't seem like it will be secure, or is it messy? It seems like it will be messy. So anyway, needless to say, because we had not slept together, and it wasn't in the cards for us at that time, but I wanted to know more, you know, for when I was ready. I want to know, you know, about these things. So I don't want to just be one of these random kids that know nothing about nothing going to get condoms just because you're supposed to get condoms. So he was trying to explain it to me, what the lubrication was and what it did, and you know what it didn't do, and so we decided to go get some and take them out and look at them. Well, I didn't have to go very far because I have a relative who's a whore. So the next time I went to visit her, you know, I looked in her drawer, and of course there were some there. So I took the condoms back, and we went into the putt-putt golf parking lot to look at them. So we opened up the package and looked at the condoms, and there he walked me through what lubrication and receptacle end was. That was you just do not understand. That was a big deal for me. I just did not appreciate not understanding what this receptacle end was for and how it could benefit, you know, a couple, a sexual active couple. So anyway, he walked me through everything, and we looked at the condoms, and you know, y'all were kind of grossed out by the whole lube thing, but I wanted to know, and I needed to know, and we were friends enough for him to be able to show me. So we looked at them, whatever. So Of course, after we looked at the condoms, we had the package there and the condom there, and we left it, right? Whatever. So, I went home later that night. It must have been a Saturday night because, you know, I went to bed thinking nothing of it. It was in my car, and I went to bed thinking nothing of it. So the next morning, we get up early to go to church or what have you. The next morning, I wake up to this sound. Well, it was more like this. Right next to my counter, my nightstand. So I woke up, you know, all, you know, and I turn around and all I see is the back of my dad's head leaving the room. So I hear the slam, I wake up and roll over and see the back of my dad's head leaving the room. So I look over on the counter to see what it was. And right on top of my Bible for church that morning, he had slammed the empty condom package that my boyfriend and I were looking at the night prior. So I'm like, OMG, like literally OMG. There's nothing, there's gonna be, and because I know there's not gonna be nothing I can say to make these people think that I'm still a virgin, and I am. And I think that's what pissed me off more than anything, is that because I was secure in knowing that I was, but the fact that my parents would think that I was no longer a virgin when I was, and in fact it was purely, like literally purely innocent, me asking a friend. It was like if I asked a female questions about condoms and we went to go look at them so they can show me, not demonstrate, but show me what it is. And I was just like, OMG, my dad thinks that the night before, the morning after church, that the night before, that I'm sexually active. So I ran to my parents' bedroom because my mom was in there, and I told my mom, I said, Mom, I was like, you know, I could even admit it if I was doing it. You know, I wouldn't have a problem. I mean, I wouldn't be proud of it, but I wouldn't have a problem admitting it if I was sexually active. I was like, but I'm not. And I told her the whole story about how I asked him about condoms, and so we went to go in the parking lot and look at the condoms, and he was explaining to me what the package should really explain to you, but I just knew in my heart that there's nothing at this moment now that I can tell either of my parents for them to really believe that I'm not sexually active. The last time I told that story, the ladies were like, well, you should tell him now, you know, as an adult. And I was like, I don't even know if he remembers, and if he doesn't remember, I wouldn't want to remind him. But you know how daddy's girls are, especially if you were the tomboy. Like, I was the closest thing to a boy they had, and so I was definitely daddy's girl in more ways than one. But they were like, oh, he definitely, believe me, as a mother, as a parent, he definitely remembers. But wow. Yeah. My preacher father came and slammed the open condom package onto the counter and walked out of the room, leaving me nothing but heavy thoughts as I get dressed for church. Oh my God. Parents just don't understand.